Coronavirus cases reported in the U.S. yesterday breaks the record from the day before. The Centers for Disease Control projects another 31,000 deaths over the next 2.5 weeks. America's listening to Fox News.
This news is sponsored by Lee University. Expect something great.
The Mix 104.1 News Desk brought to you by Logan Thompson Law, a tradition of legal and community service. That's Logan Thompson Law at LoganThompsonLaw.com. All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome in Mix 104.1. We are live on Mix 104.1 Radio and on Mix TV this morning at MyMix1041.com. We are now joined by our friends from the Meigs County School System. We're joined by the Director of Meigs County Schools, Clint Baker, and the Principal of Meigs South Elementary, Rachel Moore. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
Well, first of all, Clint, I want to begin with you. Just bring us up to date on the very latest following this tragedy in Meigs County.
Thank you first I want to thank you for having us, Steve. I want to thank you for the outpouring of support that your station has shown, and all the folks in Bradley County and Cleveland. They have been so uplifting and supportive of Meigs South Elementary and Rachel and all the other folks here and the victims. We've received an outpouring of support from all over the Southeast and the state, but it's particularly been really strong from Bradley County and Cleveland, and that speaks so highly of where you live, and we're just honored to be your neighbors.
Well, it's the outpouring was amazing. We have so many friends there, and you have, and of course, as I call her, Coach Moore has so many friends and neighbors over here that's really the way this whole area is. You know, something like this happens, everybody wants to jump in and help and show our concern. Clint, I want to go back to you. Let me say to you personally, sir, you exuded such strength in that press conference. I admired the way you were able to relay those heinous facts. And how is Meigs County right now?
Well, I think Meigs County is slowly healing. We are a hurting community still, but I think we're beginning to see some light. We've got Ms. Moore can tell you more about the day-to-day with the children, but we're down to one in the hospital right now, and we're very thankful for that. We started with 5 that night, and that had to be kept, and down to 1, and this young person is improving as well, so we're very, very thankful for that. But just the whole situation with the kids that were injured and part of this tragedy, along with the families that lost loved ones, we are, to say the least, we've all been devastated. But I think there's slowly starting to be some renewed spirit, put it that way.
Well, that is
such an outpouring. It has really helped strengthen our South community here.
Rachel, you tell me about your school. Tell me how you're doing and your school is doing.
Much the same of what Mr. Baker said. I think, Steve, yesterday was probably the closest to some sense of normalcy that we have had since the accident. On Wednesday and Thursday of last week, our kids were not at school. Wednesday was just a natural day that how our schedule has been due to COVID. It was a staff-only day. So, and then Thursday, due to the weather, we did not have kids. So those 2 days were just so important to our staff to be together, and as we were processing what had happened, and then gave us an opportunity again just to be together and to kind of determine what our next step was going to be, because and that's kind of been our focus every day is kind of what what does tomorrow look like. But last Friday was really a great day for kids. It was the day before Halloween, and we had already planned some activities prior to the accident, so we kind of kept the course with what we had planned. And then Monday was difficult, and then we was out Tuesday for their election, and then Wednesday was probably as a staff our most difficult day. But we had therapy dogs come in on Wednesday and had our FCA students from the high school with us, so that helped. But yesterday was really the most normal day we've had, and normal is not probably the most appropriate word, because nothing is normal for us yet. But yesterday was the schedule was as it was, always has been all year, and we didn't have a lot of guests in the building. So as Mr. Baker said, we are slowly healing and returning to some sense of normalcy.
We're joined by Clint Baker, the school director, Meigs County Schools director, Rachel Moore, the principal of Meigs South Elementary School. And Clint, tell me about Lisa Dillard. This is, of course, the bus driver. And tell me about the bus drivers, not just her, but how have they taken this?
Sure. First of all, Lisa is outstanding. She was one of the best people. I can say that because I got to hire her soon after I took this position. One of the first people we hired, and she actually came from Cleveland.
Yes.
She drove for Cleveland City, and we were very fortunate to get Lisa. They had moved over to our county at the lower end, and just wanted to drive for her local school system, and she was outstanding at her job. She was an even better person. We were just, to be real honest, we were just honored to be around her the time that we were able to be. As far as our drivers go, they're slowly coming around too. They, along with our staff, have been hurt. They've been really emotionally down over the last week, and they're a lot like the rest of us. They're slowly coming around. We're a close-knit community, and when I say that, we're a close-knit school community as well. And when one of our kids or our driver are in something tragic like this, our whole system hurts, and our drivers especially, because it happened on the road. We're hit with a lot of emotions, and I just would ask that everybody continue to remember our drivers, because that is a very hard thing to deal with when you are in the same position transporting kids every day. And first thing we do every morning when we get up is pray for those drivers and those kids and those buses. And that's something that I've done going back a long time, not just since this accident. And we continue to do so and covet everyone's thoughts and prayers for them.
Rachel, anything you want to say about Lisa and about your drivers?
So I saw Lisa most every day, and she didn't drive the bus, I don't think, to be just a bus driver. She drove a bus because she loved kids. She was constantly, sharing with a staff member or myself concerns she may have about them or things that they may need. She had a smile on her face every day that she pulled out and waved bye to us. Her husband had shared that she had 3 big containers of candy ready for them for Halloween that she was gonna, planning on giving out. She loved her kids. She was just an exceptional person, and I think the students on the bus would tell you the same thing, Steve. And for our drivers here, one of them actually teaches here at South, and I see it in him as much as anybody, just the hurt and the struggle to move forward, because they know it could have happened to any of them, and it was such a tragic accident. We know it was an accident, but yeah, I know our bus drivers, and I think Clint could tell you more about that as he did, but just in general about our bus drivers. But I cannot say enough about Lisa Dillard and how much she loved the kids on her bus and just kids in general.
We're joined by Rachel Moore, the principal, Meigs South Elementary. Clint Baker's the director of schools in Meigs County. We really appreciate them joining us. I do want to mention that the service for Lisa Dillard, according to the obituary, will be tomorrow night at 7:30 at the Burdett Baptist Church. Pastor David Evans and Pastor Dwayne Murphy will be officiating. The family is receiving friends tomorrow from 5 until 7:30 at the church. Companion Funeral Home of Cleveland has charged the arrangements for Lisa Dillard. All right, Clint, I want to go back to you, and final question. You know how this area is. We all want to help. And I know that I've had my friend Jimmy Logan and several others tell me the Meigs, McMinn-Meigs, however it is, United Way is in charge of the donations. Will you give me that piece of it, please, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, and like I said, we've had such an outpouring of support from Bradley and Cleveland area, McMinn, all over the southeast area, and we are. The McMinn-Meigs United Way has really stepped up this year with us and taken the lead on these donations that are coming in. They are running through them, and then they are distributing 100% of those donations to our Meigs South communities when they are earmarked for whenever they are earmarked for specific purposes. We will make sure that they get to those particular purposes, whether they be for families of the folks that were in the hospital or, the school for healing for them or whatever that they need. So we are really excited about our relationship with our United Way of McMinn and Meigs counties. So that would be where folks could channel any kind of support that they would want to do. And Steve, let me add this. I know Rachel was one of y'all's for many years. We are so blessed at Meigs South and in our school system to have her come home and want to come home to start with and be a part of our school system. She is an outstanding principal and an outstanding person. And she has done a remarkable job through this tragedy, and like we both said, our school is healing and getting through this, but it cannot have done this without excellent leadership at the top in this building, and she has provided that every minute of every day, and I'm so proud of the job she's done, and I'm just really proud to know her.
Clint, I did several of her games when she was head coach at Cleveland High School for the Lady Raiders. Let me tell you something. She could get fiery, Clint. She could get a little she get into it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were just having that conversation. That runs in the family to some degree. It can, not all the time, but it can. We were just having that conversation. So.
Hey, Rachel, your assistant coach, Karen Hall's listening, and Karen, Cleveland High Hall of Famer. We had some good times over here in Cleveland, didn't we?
Oh, my goodness, yes. Steve, certainly some of the best times that I've experienced. And I'm glad you mentioned Karen, because I personally wanted to just make sure that I expressed how extremely grateful I am to my Cleveland Blue Raider family and the Bradley County school system. I have received numerous calls and texts and cards from various principals from both school systems, and I told myself not to mention any specific because I knew I'd leave folks out, but the Cleveland Bradley County community has just been truly amazing, and Karen was there with me the night it happened and stayed with me at the hospital until very early that morning, and just a truly great friend, and I just appreciate her and again the whole Cleveland Blue Raider family that I love dearly, and the Bradley County school system have just been so encouraging and so uplifting to me and our school and community here. So, Steve, thank you for the opportunity for me to express how sincerely grateful I am for the love and support.
We loved having you here, but I'm also glad you're home now, and we're going to wrap it up. I know you both have a lot to do. Clint and Rachel, God bless you. Our prayers are hopefully the financial support of Cleveland and Bradley County are with you. And if there's anything you need, we're here for you, okay? So please understand that.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you so much, Steve.
God bless you today.
Same to you, Steve.
Thank you.
There they are. Wonderful people. Clint Baker is the director of schools, Meigs County. And Rachel Moore, oh my goodness, on the sideline. Ashley R. is with us this morning, filling in a final morning for Bridget. Bridget back Monday. But Ashley, my goodness, the strength of the Meigs County community. Unbelievable.
It's truly amazing. They are a great community, and the love and the care they have for each other up there is remarkable.
And I would call on Cleveland and Bradley County to continue to pray and show your support. There is a couple of other stories, and by the way, that was their first interview that they have done. They did the press conference, but that was the first interview that they did, is with us here at Mix 104.1. Let me give you a couple other quick nuggets here. Bradley County trustee Mike Smith reached out to me last night. The Bradley County trustee's office will be closed today for COVID cleaning, which will take place at the